Namaskar, dosto. Welcome to Apollo 24/7's Health Hour. This is a show where we bring you experts from Apollo hospitals every Sunday. And in this live show, you can ask all your questions. In case you want to ask a question, you please join us on the YouTube chat. And you must be watching this on the Facebook as well. But if you want your query to be answered, join us in the YouTube chat and type your question there. I request all the viewers who want to ask a question to our experts today to condense all the matter into one possible chat, give almost all the details like age, gender, and what medications and all the other possible information into one question and give, so that it will be easy for me to look at the question and take up the question. Also on this show, you will be able to participate in a health quiz and win prizes from Apollo 24/7. Also, we are going to give you health vouchers, gift coupons towards the end of the show. चलिए आज के टॉपिक के बारे में बात करते हैं, हाउ टू बूस्ट इम्यूनिटी नेचुरली. तो इम्यूनिटी के बारे में हम लोग इतना बात करते हैं, the entire COVID era we were only maintaining and talking about our immunity. तो चलिए आज हमारे एक्सपर्ट से मिलते हैं. We're going to have two experts today. अपने पहले एक्सपर्ट को मैं इंट्रोड्यूस करती हूँ. We're going to have Dr. Ashish Chauhan on the show, and also Dr. Varsha Gorey will be joining us shortly. Dr. Ashish Chauhan जी ये सीनियर कंसल्टेंट इंटरनल मेडिसिन अपोलो हॉस्पिटल सिकंदराबाद से है. 20 साल का सर का एक्सपीरियंस है एंड हिज प्रोफेशनल मेंबरशिप्स आर फ्रॉम IMA and Thyroid Society of India, Christian Medical Association of India. He specializes in diabetes and adult immunization. He is awarded with Indiewood Medical Excellence Award in 2016, Vaidya Shri Award, Vaidya Shiromani Award Certification of Excellence, Lions Club International 21-22 में. Then Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Health and Medical Excellence Award in 2021. His research and papers, he has penned the chapter Insulin Infection Immunization Insurance in Ultimate Guide to Insulin, which was published in UK Vaidya Shri Award. So this is about Dr. Ashish Chauhan. Good morning, sir. Welcome to the show again.
A very good morning and thanks for the welcome. Yeah, namaste.
Wonderful, sir. It's always vibrant having you back on the show. So welcome to the show once again. And let me also introduce our other guest for today. We are going to have Dr. Varsha Gorey, who is a senior clinical dietitian from Apollo Hospitals in Navi, Mumbai. 20 साल का मैम का एक्सपीरियंस है and professional memberships are from member of IDA, member of IAPEN, member of ESPEN, and awards and achievements है मैम के IAPEN quality awards achieve कर चुके हैं. Then she has published her research and papers in obesity and 4-module diet, dialysis, and body composition analysis में. So here we present you Dr. Varsha Gorey. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
So good to see you here, ma'am. Welcome to the show again.
Thank you so much.
So it's important to talk about immunity. तो चलिए आज के हमारे दो experts से we will have an interesting discussion. So before I start, Dr. Ashish Chauhan ji, I would want you to take the center stage. आप थोड़े left ज़्यादा हो गए. So if you can just move into right, please. All right. So we all have been talking about immunity right from our, it's important, we all know, but COVID, I think, has thrown so much light on immunity that everybody started to take everything possible thinking that that will boost immunity. Dr. Ashish, I would want you to start off with understanding what immunity is. क्या है immunity?
लड़ने की ताकत. That is something which I can easily want to put it to everybody else. As we see, there is always an attack, be it a country, be it an individual. So now we get an attack from billions of bacteria and viruses every day on us. Now, while we are breathing, there are billions of viruses which go in and they come out. So that's what the fighting capacity of our body is, what is immunity. If I have to easily say it out, the police and the army of our body, which keeps us safe and healthy and happy. Yes.
Yeah, it's a defense system. So, Varsha ji, let me understand, Dr. Varsha, कि immunity food के साथ क्या relationship रखता है, and how can we improve this relationship of food and immunity?
Well, right now, as Dr. Ashish said, police, army. So similarly, there's always a tug of war. You have a good food and bad food. So to neutralize that, you need good immune boosting foods. Of course, immunity अपने आप से भी रहते. So good immune system foods is, just to give an example. You eat an apple, you cut it, it becomes brown, oxidize, deterioration happens. But if you sprinkle lime, it is all in vitamin C. So this is the benefit of good food adding to your natural diet. So there are many good foods which needs to be, in every day's our day. Like from your breakfast, lunch, we talk about green tea, we talk about lots of salads, fibers. So proteins, these are all good important foods while talking about immunity.
Absolutely, मैम. तो ये types of immunity होते हैं क्या, Dr. Ashish? What are the types basically, and does it change as we age?
Oh, yes, ma'am. First, I would want to compliment what Dr. Varsha Gore said. So, our body is and the health is what we eat, as well as what we choose not to eat. So having the
Wonderfully said.
right kind of selection of what to eat and what not to eat, you cannot do the Google search and decide by yourself. You require professional help. Most of the us, especially the ones who have diabetes or who are into special sports or who are kidney failure. So what has happened is in our culture, we love to invest a lot in something which is harmful for the body rather than investing in the health. Now,
जी.
I am very happy to be here along with one of the very leading dietitian from the Mumbai. Majority of my patients, when they come to me, they would want me to give the diet opinion, and I keep telling them, please go to a dietitian. The professional help is very much needed. Like
And we're
the
always there on
dress.
WhatsApp for the, yeah, and now it's
Yes,
become
so
easier. 935 9355 247 नीचे ticker पे भी चल रहा है. So thank you for giving me that opportunity. Please continue, doctor.
yeah, so that is what I would suggest through this platform. Ki please seek for the professional help which you require it. Don't try to do it by yourself, and we are always there. That's one part of it. Now, coming to the question which you have asked me
Types
is
of immunity.
what are the different types of the immunity? Simple, innate and acquired. Innate word is INNATE, that is inherited. That is you're
अच्छा.
born with it. So that is what we all have it. And the time you start getting, even in utero, while you are inside mother's womb also, you get regularly targeted with lot of infections. And the body has inbuilt capacity to fight those infections. So that is what is innate immunity. And then we have acquired immunity, which we develop over the years by the further more attacks and different formats like vaccination, immunization, or the subclinical infection. So these are the two main kind of immunity we have it, which we need to understand.
Okay, okay. So,
I
Dr.
would like
Varsha,
to
one.
add one point. I would like to add
Yes,
one point just in context to what he's talking, because you were talking about innate. What I would like to remind everyone is, while we are born and the first food what we take is breast milk, that is rich in immunoglobulins. So if we can encourage this one feeding practice, breastfeeding, which is natural, safe, hygienic in all way, the colostrum, the पहला जो पीला रंग का दूध आता है, for the first few hours and the days it decreases then in dilution. That's the best immune available what the nature can provide to all of us.
wonderful. So this is the best gift that you can give to your child. अगर आपके बच्चे को आप defense system में what do you call काबिल बनाना चाहते हो, so best is give the first milk, colostrum milk to the child. Great. So
Jasi
Dr.
ma'am,
Varsha,
I believe you come from the media industry, so I would
जी.
want everybody to remember that Bollywood dialogue कि अगर किसी ने अपनी माँ का दूध पिया है, तो that is very important thing कि हर किसी को अपनी माँ का दूध, and especially the first hour जो colostrum है, that is very very important because as per वो जो पहले 1 hour का milk is a गाढ़ा पीला milk. It's a special
जी.
immunoglobulins are there, and कुछ प्रथा के हिसाब से people throw away that. So in lot of subsect, they believe it's not a good ones. So yes,
I know.
I think that dialogue everybody has to remember and bring it into action in our own family.
Perfect, perfect. So Dr. Varsha was about to ask you about अगर जैसे हम as we are growing, as Dr. Ashish has mentioned that we also acquire immunity. So what are the supplements and nutrients that you suggest that not in the form of tablets for sure, but through the food, what do you suggest to acquire immunity?
So as we are aging, the body's requirements keep on changing because our digestion is reduced. So it
Oh,
is going to be actually different with different people. For some people, we will promote probiotics. For some people, we are going to as simple as that. We are going to give proteins. Okay,
Yeah.
but those who have immunity raised, like fever and cough, cold infection, we would like to give vitamin C. So we'll
अच्छा.
list out the sources कि कौन से खाने के पदार्थ में विटामिन सी एनरिच्ड है. किसी को स्किन इश्यूज एंड इरप्शंस रहते हैं कि बार बार सीजन चेंज हुआ, तो देन दे गेट डिफरेंट स्किन. So that is again you will like to focus on vitamin E, the natural sources, and then we try to see कि dietary sources में उनको कितना available है कि नहीं है. For example, it is a teenager who stays in hostel, limited access to homely foods. So we may want to give a supplement. But otherwise,
जी.
we can always give them examples to boost through the household measures.
वंडरफुल. डॉक्टर आशीष, एक क्वेश्चन मुझे आपसे करना था कि जब ये हम लोग कोविड से गुजर रहे थे, इतने सारे विटामिन पिल्स, इतने सारे सप्लीमेंट्स, इतने सारे स्पेशली विटामिन सी एंड जिंक कंजम्पशन बढ़ गया था. The whoever has made profit is the pharmacy companies. Has it made any benefit to human bodies and tackling COVID? Has it actually improved immunity?
To reasonable extent, yes. The only thing is we usually overdo it. I love to repeat Ati ka bhala na barsna, Ati ki bhali na dhoop, Ati ka bhala na bolna, Ati ki bhali na chup. So people do it for the short period of time. It has to be done
जी.
over the months. See, those quick fix solutions, fast food measures do not help, and sometimes, quite often, they harm. There are people who have taken, the B complex 3 times a day, 5 times a day, and that much high dose usually causes vomiting. So you need to have a professional advice with whosoever you're comfortable, and the best person to give you professional advice is your own family physician after your own
जी.
spouse. So these two people you need to always listen to and stick to that point of it. Now, at this point of time, I would want to tell is minerals and vitamins given appropriately in the natural format and supplemented with the medicine tablets as suggested to you depending in terms of your own blood reports by a doctor is the best way to go about it.
जी.
So
जी.
this is the
So
take home message which all we need to understand that.
yeah, yeah. Quickly, not many questions today on the YouTube chat, but I would want to take up one B12 question that is Vikas Srivastava ji पूछ रहे हैं. इनका B12 level पर आ रहा है. Did I find your question, Vikas ji? So B12 and immunity का कुछ रिश्ता है, Dr. Ashish?
Direct communication है, direct connection है, no doubt about it. We require B12 for many things. Vitamin B काफी the different sub units are there, B1, B2, B6 and B12, and इसका direct communication and connection है immunity से. You become anemic if you don't have enough of B12. You get into megaloblastic anemia or pernicious anemia, and whenever hemoglobin is low, you feel tired, and then the same way you require all these things to help you out in building up your immunity. So B12 is very much needed, and we most a good number of Indians, if I have to say, we are very deficient. And good thing
Yes.
about this vitamin B12 is कि even if you take in surplus in excess amount, you will bring it out in your urine, so you don't have to worry about it. See, there are two
Okay.
kinds of vitamins: vitamin fat soluble
Sorry.
and water soluble vitamins. And fat soluble vitamins, you need to be careful because toxicity usually can trouble you. Like vitamin D toxicity can trouble you. Though majority of us are vitamin D deficient, but with vitamin D, vitamin B, and vitamin C, and the water soluble vitamins, it usually doesn't happen because whenever there's overconsumption, it usually comes out as a excreted product through your urine or stool. So this is how it is. B12 is very much needed. We should take it
Hmm.
again by professional help in a slow and steady pattern. The suddenly
Yes.
taking those shots and injections out of your own whims and fancies is something which damages and creates a problem.
And always these doctors are available. Apollo 24/7 brings them to your fingertips. You can always WhatsApp or book an appointment and consult. डॉक्टर वर्षा, B12 के बारे में anyway हम बात तो कर रहे हैं. तो natural sources of B12 होते क्या है, and vegetarians क्या कर सकते हैं B12 के लिए?
So basically, milk and dairy products are rich in B12. Sprouting is one of the simplest technique which all of us should adopt. दालें तो सभी खाते हैं, लेकिन खाते हैं तो तूर एंड मूंग. But I would advise that you should have variety of dals, pulses. You have the chana, moong, rajma, choli, lobia mix. Include one of this, and if you can germinate it, that's the natural way we can. You don't have to depend on spirulina or alpha alpha as a major thing. Anything on sprouting gives you good amount of B12 in the natural form. That is what I would like
Wonderful.
to give a
Yeah.
tip to all of us.
Suddenly, our audience has started to ask questions and they're pouring in questions. Let me take a few questions, Dr. Ashish. So, let me start with Amaldev ji ka question. 30-year-old male hai. I keep getting frequent infections despite taking all possible precautions like masks and sanitizing. I get an infection at least once in 2 months. So, Dr. Ashish, I would want you to give me the symptoms of low immunity and then also answer Mr. Amaldev's question.
Mr. Amaldev, congratulations if you're getting infections. The best way to boost immunity is by getting infections. Remember this. Say people, I've already told you they overdo it. Okay, getting yourself protected from infection does not give you good immunity. Rather, getting subclinical infection is good for your body because that heals up your body and prepares you for a big war. So that's one part of it. So if you're getting infection, don't get worried. Thank God. Now, second part of it, is it a possibility that are we missing out something? Then answer is yes. It could be that we are missing out a diabetes, which is a very very common thing, which weakens the immune system badly. It could be even any failures, renal failure, heart failure, liver failure, lung failure can cause your weak immunity. It definitely can be because of the vitamin B12 and vitamin D deficiency and other factors. So you definitely need to get yourself checked and do the consistent amount of needed investigations. See, there is one thing which I would want to tell Jansi through you to everybody. People are using something which is against them. The one word which they like to use it is commercial doctor. He's writing too many investigations. Doctors are the scientific people. They are not magicians. They are not the old, which we call it as baba, wo nas mein haath lag karke de dete the treatment. No, the scientific people, they need a scientific means to treat you appropriately, and the only and the best way is through your good history which you give it to your doctor, and second thing is through the investigations. My ICU is only filled with the people who avoid doing investigations or who do it by themselves without consulting a physician, because obviously it may not be pertinent to them. So get yourself tested, sir, and reach out to a family physician or reach out to any one of us and stay healthy, happy, and smiling by taking the right kind of treatment. And one last word is comfortable with fever or infection, because that is good for your body, which will prepare you for a bigger war.
Great. Thank you so much. Dr. Varsha is the next question for you. Saurabh Aliyawadi ji इनका question है, how do I get calcium naturally through diet?
Naturally, calcium is available in all your leafy vegetables. And अभी लोडी का सीजन होके गया है. The तिल गजक जो खाते हैं लोग, the til is richest source of calcium. So you have to
Okay.
check out what are your habits, if you have any allergies, and try and include each and every. And you require a very small amount, but try to divide it in four meals. So you can have till or other nut and oil seeds. You can take a leafy vegetable portion. Dairy is always there. So these are the few important sources which are commonly consumed by all of us.
Yes, ఆకుకూరలు తినండి,
And
గుడ్డు
for
తినండి, పండ్లు.
non-vegetarians, the
Yeah,
shellfish.
non.
And for the non-vegetarians, it's the shellfish, which is rich. It's not only the calcium; it's calcium, magnesium, phosphorus. All are in required in abundance, and they are there together.
Somebody who's allergic to shellfish like me.
So we will avoid. Yes, allergies needs to be checked. So if you are allergic, maybe we can look at for the other dietary vegetarian sources or the dairy products.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Sir, Dr. Ashish ji, here's the next question. How to improve immunity in kids? Rakshak ji ka question hai, who do not have good appetite, they do not take food intake, are supplements safe for kids?
Supplements are safe for kids to the reasonable extent as prescribed by a pediatrician. To the point, number
Ji.
one. Let children be as they are. See, biggest problem which any child specialist usually faces is they treat the mothers more than treating the children. कि सर हमारा
Okay.
बच्चा खाना नहीं खाता है, हमारा बच्चा say let them be as they are. What is the best way for them to be healthy and happy is uh, support them in whatever they are doing it, except getting addicted to video games. They have, as they grow old, yeah, as they grow old, their taste buds change. So one time they will eat one thing more, the other time they'll eat something else more, and which is fine with it. See, like I'm saying easy because okay, I'm right now in between two women, and addressing the women is very very important because they are the. By the way, it's a salute to the Nari power. Is the health and the wealth of the family is in the hands of the women. Men तो बेचारे लोग सिर्फ उनकी बात सुनने में लगे रहते हैं. For
So
all
let's start a mission of
the ladies to
teaching men
understand.
to cook healthy food. Okay, so let's continue. Rakshit ji, I think you got to have a little more patience to train your children in giving them good food and supplements on pediatricians thing. ठीक है डॉक्टर वर्षा आई थिंक डॉक्टर आशीष चौहान जी का थोड़ा टेक्निकल इशू है विल वेट फॉर हिम टू जॉइन बैक डॉक्टर वर्षा नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज फ्रॉम अ मदर पुष्पा जी पूछ रहे हैं प्रेगनेंसी में बेबी और खुद का इम्यूनिटी के लिए हम क्या कर सकते हैं basically a pregnant mother who's worried about her immunity and the children what should they be taking care of and what is the food that you would advise.
Okay. So first of all, we should understand that for a pregnant mother, she is eating for herself's nutritional requirement and for the baby. But the diet has to be balanced in terms of your calorie intake. Additional 500 calorie का जरूरत रहता है, and you should focus on not on fatty foods because in pregnancy there is a myth you go on eating or you shouldn't eat a particular food. But focus कि what is going to be healthy. So जो भी आप खाते हैं उसमें protein rich, vitamin rich, calcium rich, and in fact little bit supplementation of B12 is required because it is required for the fetal growth.
Yes. So ये supplements जैसे folic acid and B12 जो pregnancy के शुरुआत में भी देते हैं are they helpful for the immunity building in the fetus?
It is required to a some milligrams or micrograms of amount because they are directly getting into a circulatory system and making it available to the fetal growth. So in fact, it
Yes.
is there are enough of evidence which shows that folic acid supplement, B12 supplementation, we are adding on in so as to avoid any kind of congenital or birth defects.
जी जी.
Neural tube defect is what we call. So if
Yes.
you have too much of pregnancy loss, these folic acids and all these things are needed. So take a professional advice and you must take the supplementation as per the prescription.
जी.
In fact,
So
yesterday
next
only
question.
I Yeah,
Please continue,
yesterday
ma'am.
only I consulted a patient whose maternal weight was good, but as per the reports, the fetal weight was less. So when we did the follow up in 2 weeks, the maternal weight had just gained by 1 kg, but the fetal weight had increased by 350 grams. So the patient and the gynac was really happy with whatever advices we had planned for the mother.
That's where जैसे डॉक्टर आशीष बोल रहे थे कि सही एडवाइस मिलना important है and then reach out to the expert. Apollo 24/7 is always there for you. Next question that I would want to take up is there are two people who are asking the similar question. Darshan Kumar ji and Manash K. Manash. दोनों ये पूछ रहे हैं Darshan is 32-year-old male. I've come down with a cold almost every other month. Anything I can do? Save me from this suffering. Manash ji पूछते हैं suggest something for fever, cold, sore throat and tonsils. This is being a frequent repetition. Dr. Ashish.
COVID has changed the era, and COVID has changed a lot of things for us. Frequent infections or long COVID has become a norm nowadays. And at this particular time, we need to understand is multiple things and multiple jobs and the way we need to address this. Number one is the time you have these symptoms, take proper rest and isolate yourself, because not only that you need to become normal very fast, you need to assure that you are not spreading the infection to other people who can become damn serious enough to reach ICU. That's one part of it. Second thing is chronic infections. You need to do the blood test to find it out what could be the reason. lots and lots of us have a subclinical infection, subclinical problems. 3 days back, I admitted a lady with 850 sugars in diabetic
Oh,
ketoacidosis.
oh,
Okay. Yes. So this was has happened 5 days back when she had symptoms from the 1st of January. So from 1st January onwards, she's been taking it casually, and her HbA1c is showing me 12.5. That means her sugar has been 700 to 900 from last 3 months. So this
okay.
avoiding investigation is not a great idea, which people need to understand that. So that's one part of it. So reach out to your doctor and do the investigations. Quite often, these throat things issues, they require, for lung health, having a breathing exercise usually helps. Take a deep breath, hold it for 100 seconds, and that will flush out all the stupid things which are there, as well as will give a good lung health. So that's one part of it. Doing the regular gargles with the proper, like betadine gargles, or which is once a day, or chlorhexidine gargles, is very much needed. We do not have in our normal habits. Using tongue cleaner and getting into these good habits is very important. Slowly these habits had gone off the track, and that's why we had a lot of disaster during the COVID times. COVID has taught us to stay healthy and to stay natural and to stay within the discipline which our parents and the grandparents have taught us. Over the last decade, you think, with the IT industry booming, everybody became very much focused into the AC rooms for 10 to 12 hours or 18 hours, and we forgot what a fresh air is all about. Good number of people, they do not know what is sunlight all about, because they work only in the night hours, and then the daytime they sleep. So whenever you have a discrepancy, then it will affect your body. So
Yes,
divide
yes.
your 24 hours into 3/8, 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of social life, 8 hours of your, family time. So this is what you need
Yes.
to do it. We need to understand
Okay.
that. Thank you.
Wonderful. So here's a registered user's question. What changes to make in your daily routine from timings of eating food or fruits to boost immunity? Dr. Varsha Gore, any particular foods that have to be taken at particular times only? Or what is a good routine?
All right. So, what food you eat, when you eat, and how you combine is very important. Just to give an example, if you look at fruits, fruits are natural, wholesome, not required any cooking time. That itself explain that they are easy to digest. So whenever you're eating fruits, just eat fruits by themselves and space it with the other meals. So for example, you can eat fruit early in the morning, mid-evening, because that is the time we tend to eat something wrong. So the
G.
common advice what I give people is carry natural foods like nuts, dry fruits, seeds, and a fresh fruit while you're working. So whenever you have no option to eat, you can have these in between. They take care of the nutrition, good amount of healthy calories. That is half. Breakfast needs to be a sizable good amount. So you can combine and have a wholesome breakfast, which is a combination of आपका cereal and pulses or cereal and milk product, because then आपका पेट भी भरा रहेगा, and you can continue with the complex carbohydrates so that you don't keep on feeling hungry till mid hours. And of course, an
Wonderful.
early dinner is a must.
Yes, yes,
See,
yes. जो
fruits are
हमेशा कहते
good.
Yes, sir.
Fruits are good, not the fruit juices. If you have the
Correct, correct.
choice, you must always go for the fruits rather than the fruit juices. And yes, I think Dr. Varsha has put it in a very right format. Early dinner, because that is again a become a big problem. Especially as a diabetologist, I'll tell you, a late dinners, वो क्योंकि सास भी कभी बहू थी, all the cereals will make us have the food in front of the cereal timing, and then we sleep off immediately, doze off. That is a problem. I mean, Hyderabadi is the midnight biryani. Take my words, I love it, but then it's not good.
ठीक है. So next question I want to take up is Mr. Sumit's question. Sumit is 35-year-old male, got a brain stroke a year back, and I'm paralyzed, so I'm on a liquid diet. What food should I have to increase immunity and energy? So, Dr. Varsha, would you want to start off first?
Yes, I can take it up, and then of course, doctor will give his best inputs further.
Yes,
So, if a young person, 30 plus, who's had a stroke and he's on liquid diet, that means he has a swallowing kind of a disability. But if you look at one side, his nutrition need is high because the food
correct.
he requires from his head to toe, he's bedridden. kind of bedridden or compromised. Third thing is because the nutrition is high and he's taking liquid foods, there is a huge gap. He has to fulfill a lot of deficit. So what we need to do is that we need to understand through a speech and swallow therapist what is the exact consistency he requires. Whether he requires a nectar consistency, he requires a semi-solid consistency, a thick flowing consistency. घर के खाने जो हम pulverize करके दे सकते हैं, the good broths, you boil it and you get a good broth. You just grind it and make it, mash it up and make a good broth using dal pulses. You can mix a chicken broth with it, or you can just beat an egg, so it becomes wholesome. You're combining two three foods. You can add a
Ji.
little bit of oil and salt. So this is one of the things we can take. We may be short of calories and protein, so in such cases we count what is he getting, and to meet up the deficit we'll plan some good supplement which is meeting up the nutritional gap. And on the
Yeah.
top of it, I will look into his ABCD factors, that is anthropometrics, कि उसका height weight कितना है, सही है, मोटे है, दुबले है, तो correct on that. His biochemical parameters. He's going to be embedded in the house. Is the vitamin D okay? Hemoglobin okay? CRP levels ठीक है क्या? Clinical parameters. What is he complaining? Or has he had a muscle loss? And the D is of course the big his diagnosis or the disease. So all
Yeah.
factors. और एक diet नहीं होगा. We'll have to do a routine follow up because he is going to show improvement. His needs are going to change.
Yes, ma'am. Dr. Ashish, your inputs on the same?
I like that ABCD from Dr. Varsha, and I will give you my ABCD. This has
Yeah,
happened.
just before you continue, Sumit ji has replied here. He actually got a tracheostomy and a PEG feed, PEG feed, whatever that.
Uh-huh.
You
Yeah.
understand that better.
Yes, yes.
So that's a bit complicated case, but I'm very much sure that we can help him out. Number one thing
Yeah,
is
yeah.
why he got it. He got it because over the years, or last 2 years, 3 years, people are having majority of this heart attack and stroke. It's only because they are not okay with their ABCDE. One is ABCDE, which Dr. Varsha said, anthropometry and biochemical markers. My ABCDE, to understand it, is A is for A1C. Make sure it is less than 6.5 at any cost, less than 6. B is for blood pressure and blood sugar, which should be always within the control. Have those machines at home wherever you are. C is creatinine, C is CRP, C is a cholesterol. These three things you should keep checking it every 100 days at this time. D is D dimer values, which will tell us whether there is inflammation in the body. E is ECG. You want to live 100 years without heart attack, please do 100 ECGs in your lifetime. So that is something I believe Sumit Saab will be definitely interested in sharing with his friends. That's one part of it. Sumit Saab is having a tracheostomy. He is getting the PEG foods. He needs a specific advice from a dietitian besides continuing his medications from the doctors. Two things. Please do not ask. I think I am finding one of the very finest dietitian with me who is not trying to tell some tinned box 2 teaspoon 3 times a day answer, because that's what patients likes to hear it, and which is absolutely wrong. From the body's height and weight proportionately, the treatment, and if you're North Indian, your food intake is some different taste. South Indian, then your food intake is different taste. So it needs to be customized to person, and you must take a proper professional advice to address this thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
So,
what you
Varsha,
need to have.
would you want to add after the PEG food input?
I will just let Dr. Ashish complete and I will do it on peg
Sure.
feed in a few
Sure, ma'am.
lines.
And also, if you
So
can
the
come back into
things
the center of the phrase. Yeah.
So the thing
Yes.
is yes, CVA or the paralysis which he's got, that it should be addressed. Probably we missed out hypertension in him in his younger days, because the commonest cause for paralysis is undiagnosed hypertension. In United States of America, we have six people who have hypertension. Only one person is taking medicine. In United States, five people do not take medicines. In India, this figure is 21 patients of hypertension. Only one person takes the medicine. 20 people do not take the medicine, and they like to deny the medicines, and that is what gets all of us into the soup. So please look after yourself and follow the serious advice given to you by your clinician, and definitely take the vaccinations you require it, which will help you out, whichever has been specified, like flu and pneumococcal. In your case, keeping you out of hospital and ICU is important. That can be done only through the proper supplementation. medicines as well as immunization. I'll stop here.
Yes. Dr. Varsha.
या सो जो आप पेशेंट के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, ही हैज अ ट्रैकियोस्टोमी, दैट इज ट्रैकिया में होल्ड करके ब्रीदिंग के लिए एनकरेज किया. पेग इज पोकेटिनस एंडोस्कोपिक गैस्ट्रोस्टोमी, सिंपल वर्ड्स में पेट में होल्ड करके बड़ा सा ट्यूब जहाँ से खाना लॉन्ग रन में जाना है, बट वो लिक्विड थिक बोर का ट्यूब रहता है, लिक्विड्स ही देने हैं हमको. सो फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट मुंह से तो देना नहीं है, तो उनकी पानी की रिक्वायरमेंट रहेगी. सो व्हेन वी प्लान हिज डाइट वी हैव टू मैनेज हिज फ्लूइड इनटेक as per his height, weight, at least 2 liters or 2.5 liters. We'll be counting per his weight how much water he requires. His water as well as food. So his food is going to be like fluids. हमें खाने के सारे फूड ग्रुप्स उनको इंक्लूड करके देने हैं. बट आई वुड प्रेफर अ कॉम्बिनेशन डाइट, जैसे कि मैं सप्लीमेंट्स भी दूंगी जहाँ पे उनको कैलोरी प्रोटीन का डेफिसिट ना हो, एंड होम फूड्स भी दूंगी जिसमें उनको वेजिटेबल, फ्रूट्स, एंटीऑक्सीडेंट्स आ जाए, so that he can sustain his muscle mass. But of course, he needs all the ABCDs, what I have said, doctor has said, and yes, monitor it, and you have to have a follow up with us. Then only we can help
Great.
you in sustaining and improving your health.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I request you to reposition yourself to the center of the camera because you're moving away to the right. So if you can
Is
just
this
the other
okay?
side. No, ma'am, the other side. There's a lot of
This
gap
side?
towards the wall, ma'am. Yes, thank you. And let me continue with the questions. Sir, there are a lot of diabetics who are asking questions. I know you're a diabetologist and your prime work has been your mission diabetes, and diabetes is your mission. So let me ask a few questions. This is a registered user's question. Tested my blood sugar at random time and the result is the 139. 50-year-old woman, what should I do? That is one basic question. Iza Mariam is asking, good diet for diabetes. So both of them are basically asking for diabetes help. But मुझे ये पूछना था कि डायबिटीज अगर है किसी को तो उनका इम्यूनिटी का असर कैसे होता है? Is it functioning well?
No, it's weak. That's a very good question, Jansi. You really are great anchor, I must say, for the viewers. So, diabetes, whether it is controlled or uncontrolled, if it is uncontrolled diabetes, you definitely have a weak immunity. But if it is controlled diabetes, also you have a weak immunity, no doubt about it. So, what you need to do is, yes, you require to follow DIET very much, proper diet as per, which will again change over the years. So, take proper diet. I is insulin. Whenever your doctor suggests insulin, please take it and do not miss it out. At this time, you need to understand that that insulin, people are becoming sick because they avoid insulin till the last moment. The time a doctor
Yeah.
suggests is, please take it, start it once in a day will be a great idea. Okay. Then E is exercise. Diabetes patient should know, to living 100 years, he needs to have exercise 100 minutes every day. 20 minutes morning, 20 minutes afternoon, 20 minutes evening, 40 minutes post dinner walk is must. And T is, not to forget, is tablets. If you don't take tablets, you will be left with DIE, that is, you will die. That's what majority of people end up having it. So do not try to avoid medications unless until your doctor tells you to stop. We have a good number of people who try कि सर 5 दिन हो गया, 1 month I have not taken my diabetes tablets or blood pressure tablets and I am fine. मेरे को कुछ भी नहीं लग रहा है. Now those people who जो कुछ भी नहीं लग रहा है, I see them, they fill my ICU and they fill my emergency room very much. So DIET they need to follow. The
Yeah.
final take
So
home
yeah,
message:
T,
and
yeah.
meditation will keep you healthy, happy, and smiling always.
Wonderful, doctor. Thank you so much. You always inspire us. So, T tablets, Dr. Ashish, देख लेंगे. D, Dr. Varsha, you have to give us diet for diabetics to improve immunity. I know you can't give us a lot of information here. You can be consulted. Dr. Varsha's link is there. But one quick overlook of improving immunity in diabetics.
So first of all, if you have to control diabetes and have a good immunity, focus on maintaining your blood sugars. अभी sugars कैसे manage होंगे कि what food choices you pick. You are going to feel hungry. If you don't eat well, you are going to feel weak and tired. So select or pick foods which are good in fiber. So complex carbohydrate, जिसे हम अनाज में जो चौथा युक्त रहता है, जैसे कि आपके लोकल ग्रेन्स है, ओट्स है, सिंपल रोटी, ब्रेड बिस्किट ना खाते हुए आपके मेथी के पराठे, मूली के पराठे, कीप इट इन योर टिफिन और whenever you can pack it up in that. Sprouts are there. पिक अप वेजिटेबल्स, सैलेड्स, बटर मिल्क, छाछ, या तो आपका दाल, सूप पहले, ताकि आपका पेट उससे भरे, हेल्दी फूड से भरे, यू फील गुड अबाउट इट, एंड देन यू रीच आउट टू योर राइस, रोटी और द अदर कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स। ब्रेड बिस्किट को हम जीरो तो नहीं कर सकते, लेकिन मिनिमाइज जरूर कर सकते हैं। सो लिमिटेड टू द bare minimum amount what we can prescribe for you.
Wonderful, ma'am. That
And
was
of
very
course,
well
there will be
considered.
certain functional foods, but we will do it case specific कि किसी को मेथी ऐड करना है या cinnamon ऐड करना है, but वो थोड़ा चुटकी चुटकी में ही रहेगा. That is not going to treat your diabetes. That is not going to get rid of your tablets. We have to explain that this is like your little cosmetic touch up. We can add as in improving your immunity to your basic diet what we plan for you.
Now you have opened up for a larger debate for me, ma'am. Dr. Ashish and Dr. Varsha, I want you to please comment on the natural substances और जो हमारे घर में होते हैं, हम सोचते हैं कि हल्दी है या आंवला है. Are these really proven to boost immunity naturally, and how far will they help? Dr. Ashish, you go first.
Rainbow platter is what you need to have it when you're eating your food morning, afternoon, evening. Dr. Varsha, a lot of dietitians, they say they permit rice. Somebody like me, we usually don't permit rice. We usually say puri paratha, aloo chawal se dur rehna hai. Yes, and that is the only way out. For Hyderabadis, no biryani, no chicken, mutton. Non-veg लेना है तो आप fish ले सकते हैं. Very simple to the point. अब इन सारी चीजों में you need to have a professional advice, individualized to your particular needs, which you need to work upon it. Anything else?
Now, yes, sir. I've asked you about these natural. Somebody is asking me here. Does heating turmeric enhance absorption in the human body? जैसे turmeric, curcumin के बारे में इतना सारा बात हो रहा है. Is it really important for our body, and how should we consume it?
I'll give it to Dr. Varsha, but before that, I'll say yes, these things work a lot. Turmeric, curcumin, amla is good for the body. They help us in fighting and increasing our fighting capacity, the immunity. आंवला इज गुड, टर्मरिक इज गुड. एंड एज पुराने जमाने की बात है ना, कभी भी चोट लगी तो माँ दूध में मिला करके दे देती थी. ठीक है, दैट वी स्ट्रांगली अग्री टू इट. बट उसको उठा करके जख्म में लगाना, आई थिंक दैट इज व्हाट आई विल स्टे अवे फ्रॉम. सो फॉलो द एडवाइस गिवन, एंड आपकी नेचुरल इनटेक ऑफ एलोवेरा, ऑफ आंवला, of turmeric is a great, and it should be in the appropriate quantity as decided by your food taste buds, as well as your food maker or the cook and the lady of the house to decide it. And these
Yes.
these things have a very genuine proven effect in controlling diabetes and in boosting the immunity. Over to Dr. Varsha.
Super. Yes, Doctor.
So talking about these natural foods, I have two sides. ये घरेलू नुस्खे जो हम बात करते हैं, there's a little bit of science behind it. So yes, these do help because if you look at technically or scientifically, they're antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, antibiotic,
Okay.
antimicrobial. So they are going to help you in that smaller doses. What temperature you should have it was one of your question placed.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
anything at a very high temperature or low temperature does not work. That means आपने धुआं उठा के उसका ऐड किया तो उसका absorption में फर्क पड़ता है. Your normal absorption temperature is around 65 degrees जो हम गर्म खाना खाते हैं, इसीलिए वो दूध में मिला के पीने के लिए बोलते हैं. So we are able to sip it and it is allowed to be absorbed in a better way. All the
Ji.
foods we add as a supplement, maybe it's tulsi, maybe it is avla, season based, but these are household things and they do have medicinal values. Each spice, not only
Yes.
turmeric, हींग ले लो, cinnamon ले लो, pepper ले लो, कोई भी spice का एक, and you cannot consume in larger amounts. Try taking this in larger amounts. You cannot. So they work as medicine, but you have to take it in smaller required dose along with your best diet.
Dr. Ashish, I would
चाय
want you
पीने
to ask.
वालों के लिए बोलूंगा मैं, चाय
Sorry,
पीने
sorry,
वालों
come.
के लिए ग्रीन टी इज गुड, हनी टी इज गुड, और इवन द लेमन टी इज गुड. आपको वो अदरक डालनी है, इट्स अ ग्रेट आइडिया. तुलसी ऐड करनी है, इज अ ग्रेट आइडिया. थोड़ा थोड़ा सा वो टच अप होता रहना चाहिए, एंड दैट्स व्हाट इज गुड. इवन यू लूज वेट व्हेन यू टेक द लेमन टी एंड ग्रीन टी, बिकॉज डायबिटीज इज नॉट समथिंग विच इज अ प्रॉब्लम अलोन. द प्रॉब्लम इज diabetes plus obesity. So that is what we need to address.
Yeah, Dr.
Green
Ashish,
tea
to
जरूर
continue with
लेना.
हाँ हाँ सर, हाँ
ग्रीन
मैम।
टी ज़रूर लेना, बट उसके साथ ये ज़रूरी नहीं है कि चाय के साथ एसिडिटी होती है तो मुझे बिस्किट ज़रूर लेनी है। दैट्स अ रॉन्ग थिंग। इफ यू आर टेकिंग अ ग्रीन टी हैज़ इट्स गुड बेनिफिट व्हेन यू आर लाइक टेकिंग इट, सिपिंग इट, just like it, this is a flask of green tea or a hot water. So you take it that way. Do not combine other foods trying to, do things. It's not going to work that way. Just take green tea
Okay.
as a good medicine tonic.
Great. So, Dr. Ashish, here's a question that I've been wanting to ask कि जैसे बच्चों में इम्यूनिटी बढ़ता बढ़ता है, उनका उनका क्षमता जो है वो अपने आप 2-3 सालों में या 5 साल तक बढ़ते आता है। बड़ों में क्या होता है, घटता है या उनका इम्यूनिटी कैसे हम मेंटेन करें? फॉर एग्जाम्पल, माई फादर इज अबाउट 80, सो इज देयर अ चांस दैट हिज इम्यूनिटी इज वीक नाउ?
A very great question. Yes, we use the word called as immunosenescence. So once we grow old, slowly our immunity decreases, and that is where the role of vaccinations come into the scene. हमने बचपने में
Okay.
भी कुछ वैक्सीनेशन लिए होंगे. Now there is a new specialty which has come after COVID. Though I have been practicing from more than 2 decades, 20-25 years, the adult immunization, and all of the adults should take adult immunizations. Well, if definitely if they have diabetes, kidney failure, and other diseases. So elderlies have a weak immunity and they need professional help.
राइट, सो ये जो वैक्सीन के साथ इम्यूनिटी आता है उसे क्या कहा जाता है?
That's what is the thing is. I will take small time of yours to explain that vaccination things.
हाँ.
Vaccinations are something like artificial infection which we are giving to the body. ठीक है?
Okay.
So we are giving a very, very low dose of virus into the body or a component of the virus or the bacteria, and we are giving it in a dose where it will make you a bit, it will jitter you, and it will wake up the sleeping immunity of yours, and then they will multiply and will make your body stronger. That is what is vaccination is all about, and we need to understand that. And with old age, with diabetes, these all things need to be taken on the regular basis. Majority of the problem which we find it is, sir, मुझे तो कोई problem नहीं, मैं injection क्यों लगवाऊं? And that gets them into ICU on the regular basis. So
Okay,
yes,
okay.
we need to have
So
this.
this is a part of the acquired immunity, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So one is the innate and the other one is the acquired. Right. Dr. Varsha is the next question. 19-year-old boy Hriday is asking, is vegan diet right for my age? Will this help him to improve his immunity?
Well, when we talk about a lot of trending diets, and this is one of the upcoming diets, what we have adapted from the, I wouldn't like to comment, but from the culture, abroad culture. First of all, I would like to ask the viewer, why is the vegan diet he would like to take? उसका पर्पस क्या है? अगर हमें उसका पर्पस जानेंगे तो हम उसको सोल्यूशन देंगे, और जब ये सवाल ही पूछे इसका मतलब है उनके मन में एक डाउट है. Correct. So if I look at the vegan diet, we know that vegan diet is going to not contain any of the animal products. इसमें दूध भी नहीं रहता है, घी भी नहीं रहता है. So जो घी के आयुर्वेद में कहा जाते हैं important तत्व है वो मिसिंग हो जाएंगे. दूध के माइक्रो न्यूट्रिएंट्स, इम्यूनो substances, you are going to lack on it. Then you will have to supplement your diet with the required components. You will need to supplement with calcium, magnesium, vitamin D. So this is the other side. And if you are meeting up your purpose and supplementing your diet with the deficient components which a vegan diet would be missing, then maybe you can try it for a while and observe what were your condition before and later. Also, is it going to be sustainable? ये दूर तक आप लेके जा सकते हो क्या? Is it going to be lifestyle? Is it going to be affordable? So many questions actually are coming to my mind. Why vegan diet? Yes, if you want to try it for a while, and then you yourself will get an answer.
Yeah, wonderful explanation there. Dr. Ashish, next question is Rakshak's question. बच्चों में अगर antihistamines देते हैं, will that improve as they fall frequently ill? Antihistamines जब prescribe करते हैं डॉक्टर, उनके साथ वो immunity बढ़ता है क्या?
No, no, not at all. Antihistamines are given to curb the immunity. Your immunity, your body fighting is causing you to have lot of secretions as a safety mechanism. So that is the point where you need to understand. Antihistamines are given only and only to give you temporary relief from the symptom at that particular time. So it has got no connection with immunity as such.
Great. Ma'am, next question is, ma'am, is low immunity and vitamin deficiency has anything to do with sudden hair loss? Dr. Varsha.
Yes, hair is something which is going to show the first side effects. To have a good hair, you definitely need you to have a good diet. आपको starvation, even if you cut down your 300 to 500 calories of your diet, thinking about weight loss, which most of the younger crowd are doing, but they forget that in with the way of losing weight, they're losing their hair first, and that is why they come running to us. So you have to rationalize their diet with good important nutrients, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants. So then you can really work on it.
Wonderful.
So hair loss is
So,
going to
Dr.
be there if
Ashish,
you don't follow right diet.
there's a word of praise for you and the work that you have done during the COVID time. Mr. Wilson has given you a word of praise. Thank you, Mr. Wilson. We understand Dr. Ashish is a great contributor towards health. Dr. Varsha, one quick question about millets and oats. Are they good for us to consume? I forgot the name. Ramya.
Okay. So if you're looking at our culture, we are going for a quick fixes, just as a wheat and rice. But now this year is a year of millets, and we have so many traditional millets. We're not even aware. जैसे कि I am from Mumbai and Maharashtra, we use jawar, bajra, ragi. So the significance
Telugu,
is
we
that
use a lot
these,
of koralu, sajalu, samalu. We have a lot here as well.
yeah. Then kut millet is talked for diabetes because all these millets, if you talk, they are coarse grains. Fiber is there in abundance, so they are
Mm.
good in terms of fiber and B complex vitamins. So it's good to
Oh,
eat one millet portion or an oat serving at least a 2 tablespoon of in any of your meals. So आपके जो 3 खाने रहते हैं मेन इम्पोर्टेंट उसमें से आप एक मिलेट फूड जरूर अपना सकते हैं.
wonderful. Dr. Ashish, here's again an important question which I think I've missed in the early session. I have lupus, that is SLE, and had breast cancer surgery, and I want to know how can I improve my immunity? Thanks, and also diet suggestions. So let's also talk about autoimmune conditions quickly here, Dr. Ashish. We don't have much time here, but if you can quickly give a suggestion.
Autoimmune is where your immunity is too much acting against your own body. That's what is autoimmune disease is all about, like SLE and like other disorders. Even thyroid is also one of those autoimmune disorders. Now, I don't want to go
So,
into the complex discussion.
yes, Nutan
This is a
Kumarji also has. Nutan Kumarji is also asking about thyroid and is it also an autoimmune disorder?
Yes, thyroid to quite a lot of extent is a autoimmune disorder. If you have autoimmunity against yourself, an anti-TPO antibody usually helps you out in finding it out how is your antibody levels against your own thyroid. And the simple thing is you need to take tablets. See, medicines, what people want to stay away from is gets them into the soup where they end up needing more medicines than the ones
G,
which they were avoiding. Okay?
G.
If your family members have diabetes, there is high possibility you're a pre-diabetic. You need to consult your doctor before it is too late, and you can prevent being diabetic from pre-diabetic stages. The same thing goes with autoimmunity also. You have any symptoms, reach out to doctor earlier so that we can do those specific tests and we can label you that you have these things. In that time you will be given certain medications like steroids. Now again, don't google it and stop on those medicines on your own, which a good number of people do it, and they reach a certain stage where we feel uncomfortable. So these autoimmune disorders are a subset of a diseases to be handled professionally, and yes, side by side they will require a dietitian's help as well as a physiotherapist's help, because it's a huge basket of issues they have it. They will not be able to eat particular kind of food, and they will not be able, they will need to understand what is their body needs it. So if they have an SLE, please, you need to check out that your creatinine should be normal, and if your creatinine is normal, you need to take a diet which is good for you. Because the discussion had come for a vegan, one of the best proteins we find it in our lifestyle in all over the world is a egg is the perfect protein. So those things we need to take it up. So this is what you need to understand. Individualized problems need an individualized approach, and that is where the professional help will help you out.
Yes. Dr. Varsha, any suggestions from your side for an autoimmune disorder and food?
Yes, I would totally agree with Dr. Ashish. She has said most of it, but to add on diet, it is going to be individualized. We need to look at the blood parameters. What is the correction? Because that time they don't think about immunity, they think about correction plan. कि आपके क्रिएटिनिन में गड़बड़ है तो वी नीड टू चेक योर इनपुट आउटपुट वेदर यू हैव रेस्पिरेटरी डिसऑर्डर or is it erythematous skin or it is the BUN which is getting affected. So looking at the current parameters only we will be able to make a diet plan. ये भी होता
Yes.
है कि उनका तब खाने का मन नहीं होता है, appetite is also reduced. So that time we need a correct management of that. Fluid का भी कभी restriction रहता है, कभी we have to add fluids. Adding fluids is easy because then we take, clinically we do it IV, we can give multivitamins. But the correction, right diagnosis and monitoring on routine basis is a must. Then only we can give a diet. But there will be no specific plan कि आपको ये खाना है ऐसे लिख के. It is going to be a total patient to
Yes.
patient separate approach.
Super. Thank you so much, Dr. Ashish and Varsha. It was a really very informative session. So before we wind up, we want you to give top tips to boost immunity. Dr. Ashish, your tips first.
हंसते खिलखिलाते रहिए. जितना ज्यादा आप खुश रहेंगे, देर आर सम काइंड ऑफ इम्यूनिटी बूस्टर्स लाइक एंडोर्फिन्स विच इंक्रीज्ड. एंड कुछ भी आपको प्रॉब्लम है उसके लिए रीच आउट टू योर प्रोफेशनल फॉर द काइंड ऑफ हेल्थ टिप्स एंड द इन्वेस्टिगेशंस विच यू रिक्वायर इट. आप अकेले बीमारी से नहीं लड़ सकते, उसके लिए आपको प्रोफेशनल हेल्प की जरूरत रहेगी. बीमारियों से लड़ने के बजाय आप अपने सीरियस नेचर से एंड सैड अप्रोचेस से लड़िए, बिकॉज that is going to be the biggest thing which will decrease your immunity. So हंसते खिलखिलाते रहिए एंड डाइट एक्सरसाइज पे फोकस रखिए एंड प्रोफेशनल की हेल्प लेकर के हेल्दी हैप्पी स्माइलिंग रहिए. यही माय टिप्स मेरे ऑडियंस के लिए है.
Wonderful, sir. Thank you so much. Attitude is everything. And now to Dr. Varsha Gorey for her tips towards diet and immunity.
My diet tips are very specific because people are looking for proper tip wise. So I thought to control diabetes and cancer and so many health issues are there. Let's go by 1 to 10. So 1 चम्मच नमक, 2 चम्मच चीनी, 3 चम्मच तेल, 4 बार थोड़ा थोड़ा करके खाना, 5 रंग के सब्जियां और फल. So for 6, you at least need 6 days of exercise, 7 to 8 hours of good sleep, 8 to 9 glasses of water, and at least 10 hours of good kind of a break from food. That is night, early dinner till next day morning. Have a 10-hour gap. So this is the scientific approach along with Dr. Saab's tips.
Wonderful, Dr. Varsha. Thank you so much, both of you. It was a great session. And जैसे आपने कहा, we have to take care of our immunity, and it's not a one-day process. Take care of your health, and thank you so much for being with us on this Sunday morning. Namaskar.
Thank you.
Thank you. So this was our discussion, and now I'm heading towards the health quiz. You can type, I'm going to give you 3 questions now. You have to answer the questions on the YouTube chat only. Winner's name will be announced towards the end of the show, and winners will be selected at the sole discretion of Apollo 24/7. If I take your name to be the winner for today, please do write back to us with all your contact details at marketing@apollo247.com. Gift vouchers will be shared with you. चलिए आज के 3 क्वेश्चंस देखते हैं. ये रहे आज के 3 क्वेश्चंस. ट्रू और फॉल्स में बताइए. The question is, everybody is born with the same healthy immune system. Is that true or false? Question number 2, fill in the blank. Excessive use of antibiotics can damage our dash system. Question number 3, give an example of artificial immunity. Give an example of artificial immunity. I'll give you a clue here. Dr. Ashish was speaking about it in the last 5-10 minutes. So quickly, these are the questions. Start typing your answers in the YouTube chat box. Let me see if somebody started answering. All right, Rakshak and Nutin Kumar have started. Let me see if others also are joining in. So next is coming up for you are our health coupons. We are giving you these coupons where you can redeem them on Apollo 24/7's app. The first coupon that we are giving away today is code AskDoc150, AskDoc 150. You can use this code to consult top doctors from direct Apollo hospitals. Cashback up to 150 rupees on online doctor consultation only on Apollo 24/7 app. The code you have to use is AskDoc150. The next coupon that we are giving you is ordering medicines, then direct from Apollo order kijiye and use the code FIRST3 FIRST3 and you get up to 25% off on online medicine orders. This is valid for the first 3 medicine orders above 1000 rupees. So chaliye, use these 2 codes, and in addition to these 2, we are giving our Health Hour viewers an exclusive Health Hour coupon, that is HH247. You get up to 199 off on online consultation with Apollo doctors and up to 20% off on medicine orders as well. So please download Apollo 24/7, and you know that we now can be reached over on WhatsApp as well. If you're looking for medicines, or if you're just trying to book some of your tests, you can call or text WhatsApp on 9355 to avail healthcare services, which is equal to having an app on your phone. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining today. And next week, by the way, we are talking about how to control childhood obesity. And it's a very, very important topic because we don't want yet another pandemic to blow up, that is the obesity. We want our next generation to be healthy and happy. So join ho jaiye 29th January, Sunday 11 a.m. ko. We will be talking about childhood obesity. Thank you, all of you. Hey, I need to announce the winners. How can I leave you all without the winners for today? Let me check who the winners are. And the winners are Ramya Nagraj, Tajinder Singh, and Dr. A.R. Singh. I repeat the winners: Ramya Nagraj, Tajinder Singh, and Dr. A.R. Singh. Congratulations. And do write back to us at marketing@apollo247.com. Thank you. Namaskar. Please do stay safe and take care.